Well, I'm going to say hello to everyone. So hello, this is our coaches meeting. I am so excited. First of all, tomorrow is a virtual crew classic, the first, and we're really all hoping the only ever virtual crew classic, but it's been an adventure and we're excited because, you know, we didn't get to have the crew classic at all last year. At least we get to do something here for it. I'm actually here at the Gardy Pavilion. This is where the announcing will be done tomorrow. For everybody, I'll just give you a quick little look behind the scenes. This is what it looks with all of the trophies that we still have at the office. And I am even more excited to announce that we have Ashley Pryor here today, who is the founder and head coach at Relentless Rowing Academy in Ohio. And I have to say, I have had the pleasure of getting to know Ashley over quarantine. Probably like last July, I think we met. And one of the reasons I wanted her to be the coach to do this talk is because I have yet, I think, to leave a conversation with Ashley not smiling and happy. And that to me is a sign of somebody who's doing a good job as a coach. So I'm going to turn it over to her a little bit. She and I are going to go back and forth because I'm going to share like the nuts and bolts stuff, you know, got to tell you guys what to do tomorrow, but she's going to get to do the fun stuff.
Yeah, well, thank you, Bobbie. And for those who are tuning in, if you don't mind in the chat, just saying hi and maybe where you're at, because I'd love to see where everyone is. It is 9 p.m. here, so I stayed up late for y'all. We have racing tomorrow, just like you, so I'm excited to be here. I know racing is not going to look the same, and to Bobbie's point, hoping this is the last virtual regatta we have this way, because I'm looking forward to visiting. I have family in San Diego, so I'll make it business and pleasure. But just the beautiful things that we've been able to have. I don't know, Bobbie, that we would have been able to connect if we didn't have COVID, and we had to learn new ways to connect virtually with people. So I know that's one thing that I'm taking away is being able to get more partnerships across the country. I also want to give a huge shout out to Bobbie and the Crew Classic for supporting Relentless. We are 8 months old. We have our first regatta next weekend, and the shirts. I know, I'm so excited. The shirts that you purchase from Rose Source with Rachel, some proceeds goes towards our program. So we are new and very grateful for that. So again, welcome back to racing. We are happy to have you. I can't wait to see the results and all the fun on the water. As you see, I have my medals back here. That's a daily reminder, along with all of our awesome rows with Relentless to keep us focused. So I'm gonna share that it's important to stay with routine. We get nerves. I know I'm nervous tomorrow. OSU has its first race, and I'm excited, but doesn't feel real until I see them push off the dock. That's when it will get real. So just staying focused. You've done the work. We've waited a long time, and have fun. We really wanted this to be a moment where we have learned a lot of gratitude. We've practiced reflection. I don't know that we all cherished being on an erg. But I think we learned a lot more of, even though there are things that we don't enjoy, to just be happy that we can move our bodies, that we can be in fellowship. So not taking this opportunity lightly to gather together across the nation, because I saw there's some folks from Canada who are going to be joining the Crew Classic from social media. So that's awesome. I'm going to pass it back over to Bobbie about the schedule and testing out your equipment. And then I'll share a little bit more about some of my favorite things about racing, and we'll open it up for anyone who has questions.
So I wanted to remind everybody, make sure to check your schedule. So with the codes and the links that went out, they went out yesterday morning. It should have a time on that schedule that tells you what time it is. Also, if you go to the Crew Classic, you go to our website, you go to the schedule, heats and draws, you can go there and it'll take you as a link to the time team schedule. You can check your schedule there. You can send that to family. If family wants to check you out, wants to watch you racing tomorrow, the schedule is there so they know what time, and then you just go to the Crew Classics YouTube channel. In regards to the links, make sure you test them out before your race. Okay, so you're going to be asked to please be linked up 15 minutes before your race. Oh my gosh, Paraguay's here.
I know, I saw it. I was like, yes, Mark, you better let us know.
I actually just got chills. I'm so excited about that.
Yeah.
So make sure that you test out your links in advance and that you know how they work, right? Our goal is going to get to everybody to race tomorrow. We even have a last chance race at 3 p.m. We're hoping nobody needs it, but just in case like something happens, we have a last chance race to make sure, but we don't want to have 20 last chance races. We want to have everybody race at their time so that we can get you guys all on the live stream too. So because the live stream is not going to go on all day. It's just going to go on until that last chance race if we have to have it. So test them out. And like she said, don't do anything new tomorrow. Eat normal stuff, drink lots of water, get good sleep tonight, do all the normal things, be in your routine, and you'll be fine.
Yes. Awesome. Thanks, Mark, for putting that up there. And that's so exciting to see all the folks who are participating. I'm like pumped. I'm ready to go now.
Ashley. Here.
I know. As a master's, I need to get it together. I'm excited to return back to the sport as a master's. I have a parent on our team who I was like, Tiffany, I need you to race with us in a 4. So I've been chipping away. I think I could get her to get in my boat. So next year. Also in the chat, I'm going to share some of my favorite things about racing, but would love to hear from you. What are some of your favorite takeaways from it? I think this year, being new with my nonprofit, I'm excited to just see and experience racing for the first time through someone else's eyes. I've seen it at the collegiate level, but from a junior standpoint, and folks who never thought that they would be rowing, seeing them experience the blackout at the end of a 2K on the water. I think probably someone's going to catch a crab, but continue to power through it. And I'm also looking forward to when they gel as novices, like when they finally are together and they feel that boat running. I'm excited because it's reminding me why I enjoy this so much, why I enjoy coaching. And it's not necessarily about them winning, but it's about the things that click, the teamwork, them having fun, them having insider knowledge of, oh, this happened in the race and we thought we lost our skeg, and just being able to join together as a family through those memories. I think that's really what I'm looking forward to, and things that I enjoy is it's not necessarily crossing the finish line and winning. That's always fun. We want that. But to also do that, I think what I'm excited for are for our parents to see racing for the first time. I've had such a great time engaging with our parents and them helping us build the community that we have here in Columbus. And I'm excited to see where we start now and where we're gonna go. I'm gonna miss the like fist pump off the dock kind of stuff because of COVID. So now it's like the elbow or like the air high five. But I love that just like pep talk each individual athlete gets from their coach, or from the stern of the boat to the bow, whatever you have in that routine for your athletes. But I'm super, I have like goosebumps just thinking about it, because I'm excited that we get to do the sport that we love again. It has a little twist with COVID, but I think for me, it's the camaraderie and the togetherness. And I've said this multiple times, and I'll say it again, is for me, rowing is very spiritual. That's not necessarily connected to a religion when I say that, but just the sense of people working together for a common goal, and just tapping into a new source of strength within yourself. And so those are a few of my memories. Bobbie, do you have anything? And I see
something you reminded me about was the push off the dock. One of the things I love to tell my crews is good hunting. And I say that because only one boat comes off the start in first place. And I would remind everybody in races tomorrow, if you're competing against somebody, just because they're in first place from the start doesn't mean you can't go after them. So I wouldn't think of myself as down. I would think of myself as hunting the boat down in front of me. Take on that like a predatory thought process, because as the predator, you're in charge, versus being worried about the other person and thinking about catching up to them. It's more about coming from a powerful place and coming from a place where it's like, no, I got this. I'm right where I want to be. I'm going to come catch you.
Yes. Come on, Bobbie. I love that. That was really awesome. I'm going to take that when I'm training. I know Mark said that there's no masters. It's all good, but I'm going to take that into my training as a master's.
There's masters at Crew Classic. It's masters, novice, high school, and collegiate.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, no
masters,
masters,
novices.
novices. Oh yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes, yes, yes. Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
yeah.
But I'm gonna have to take that into my training. I like that a lot.
So I got it from another coach, and they used the allegory, I guess, like the
Mm-hmm.
parable of a hunter like out in, the forest, like a wolf hunting down a rabbit, right? A wolf doesn't hunt down a rabbit by surging and getting the rabbit. A wolf catches the rabbit by matching pace with the rabbit. You match pace with the rabbit, you match pace with the rabbit, and then you press. And then you press, and then you press. You don't do it. And, some people take a power 10 and think they've caught people and it's all over. It's like, no, no, no. You do it just with a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, so that you can slowly find your way to them. And then you pounce, and then you break them and you move on through. So yeah, I agree. It's a good
Awesome.
or parable.
Yes, I like it a lot. So we'll open up for questions, and I see that Lauren has one for you with the logisticals. What will the erg monitor look like during the virtual team boat races? Will they only show the boat split, or both the boat and the individual splits?
So your ergometer is going to show your split, but it's going to show the distance of your boat. So it's not going to, I don't believe it'll show your boat's distance. It will, however, show you the distance your boat is in front of or behind the other boats. If you're in first place, actually, I think it's just going to show you going down the course. But you can see in second place is, let's say, 2 meters behind you. Third place is 8 meters behind you. You'll see that on your screen, but you won't see your meters. You'll see your team's meters, and that's constantly being averaged. So that's kind of the fun and exciting part. Everybody starts and finishes together. The coxswains, I just saw that. I'm going to answer. So the coxswains are there to do what they always do: yell at you, tell you what to do, get you that hunter. Like they're there to just keep you mentally pumped and working forward. And if you hit a wall, to just push on through it. So the coxswains are there more for the fun of it than for anything else. So if your coxswain doesn't want to be there, they don't have to be. But I know I like to have a coxswain around.
I know I like coxswain. Yeah, having one there. I had one of our athletes, she wants to PR in a big way in her 2K, and I told her that if she hits it, I will cox her through, but if she hits it, she gets to cox me through 2K. So I think the motivation of seeing me go through it will make her hit her goal, which I think is funny.
That's pretty awesome. So I think that's our question, the only questions for now. I know you had something you wanted to talk about in regards to like the competition and how it looks on an individual and a team basis, right?
Right. Yeah. So I kind of shared about earlier, just what I look forward to is not always just the winning. And obviously we all like to win. That's in the competitive nature of rowers. I think we all are go-getters. Is just remembering tomorrow, again, with that grateful mindset, figuring out what your game plan is and sticking to it and trusting the process for yourself. It's you versus you, as well as being an ultimate team sport. So making sure that you're in sync with the people in your boat to make that run, but also every stroke adjusting whatever that's needed to play your part. And just being proud at the end of the day. I mean, I'm just super pumped for all the racing. I just got off the phone with Marcy, who's the head coach at GW, and we were talking about how pumped we both are for racing tomorrow. So I think just have fun, and it's you setting the bar for yourself. This may be your first race of the season, may not, but I think leading with that fun mentality and what you can do better for you, that will then help the community that you're rowing with, I think is important. So
we've had 2 questions about webcams. So I'm going to answer those real quick because they're just like logistics. In regards to the webcam, if the team is erging all in the same place, you only need one camera. So you only need to use one of the webcam links. If people are all over the place, if they're erging from home, then use separate ones. And, try to get your team in a row with like a good view of the team. You don't necessarily want to be looking at like the back of somebody's head the whole time. It's not the most interesting view. Maybe a side view is better. But keep in mind that it's more faces are more interesting than backs. As rowers, we're always looking at backs. I love a good back myself. Oh. All right. Oh, and Monique says, make sure in your videos and in your pictures to tag at Crew Classic, because we'll be posting them throughout the day. You take a picture at your boathouse, we will tag them. Use the hashtag Crew Classic 2021 as well. I love that I'm getting instructions right now. It's great.
It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah. So, okay. The other thing I would encourage everybody to do is to win the race you're in tomorrow. So, you know, if you're in a race for second or third, like win the race for second, like go for it. Work hard and get that extra, you know, placement. But most of all, make sure that you win the race with yourself, because that's the race you're always in. So like when you got those little demons going on inside, you just say, oh, I got this. I got this. You know, have something to say to yourself and know that everybody's going through that. Everybody, it hurts, you know, for all of us. No, had people before say, oh, I didn't think it hurt for you. No, it hurts. I just know how much pain I can deal with, you know, and I enjoy the feeling. I really enjoy the feeling afterward.
Yes. And staying calm, remembering to breathe, relax the shoulders, you know, yes. And the feeling afterward, there's nothing like it. You know, you don't want to get to the end and wish that you would have pushed harder. Leave it all there.
Especially when you're there. This is going to be one of the first time many people are out there with their team this year. So you don't want to, you got to step up for your team too. It's not just about you tomorrow. It's going to be about your crew. What is your best?
So we have 3 different questions. So first one for Grace. If rowers do not have good internet, what would you recommend, and should they not have their webcam on?
Yes, the internet connection to the race is the most important. Thank you. I don't know where you're seeing these.
Oh, that's from the Q&A. Don't worry, I got you. I'm just here so I don't get fined and to be your Vanna White. If you guys can't tell, we really don't enjoy each other.
Not at all.
And then Mark said, any hints when you get to the 1200 meters and feel you can't go any further? And I think that goes along with, what's your best advice for dealing with pre-race jitters? So same, but different. So I think I'll go with the pre-race and then we'll go within. And then Bobbie, also feel free to share your wisdom. So for me with the pre-race jitters is that I like to journal and I like to see things. I'm a vision board person. So I write down, what are my expectations for today? What is it that I want for myself? What is it that I want for my team? And I think that helps me. And I write down, like, how have I prepared for today? I've done all the work. I've shown up every time. These are the things I can control. These are the things I cannot. I write down, when something happens that I can't control, how do I shift focus? And so those are things that work for me. I'm a journal type of person. I've also I find your pump up music for us before we ever did any 2K. Eminem, Lose Yourself. That was the jam. You have to start with that song. So for us, and I know people have different feelings about Eminem. Do not attack me about my comment about Eminem, but at the time, that was the thing. So, you know, we had a standard that was like our ritual. And that kind of conned us, because that was something that was like, all right, it's go time. I think just reminding yourself you've done the work. You've done the work, and you're going to learn a lesson throughout it, and to have fun. I think breathing, most people forget to breathe and then they panic. If you panic and you start to tense up, there's nowhere to move, right? Like, come down and just keep chipping away at it and staying focused. And I think that will help. Bobbie, do you have anything to add to pre-race jitters?
I think it depends on the person. Like, everybody's got their thing. Some people need to be active. Some people need to chill out, you know? So you have to do what's best for you. Just make sure that if you're around your teammates, that what you're doing that's best for you doesn't disturb them as well, right? Because if you're the pump up type and they're like the chill out type, go away, leave them be.
Exactly. I will go ahead.
And also for coxswains, it helps a lot of coxswains to just have a schedule for the day. So if you are coxing tomorrow, just make sure you know what your team schedule is supposed to be. That way, you know that you're in charge, and you know at every point in time, okay, we're on schedule, we're good.
And for Big Tens, before our race, I was overcome with so many emotions and nerves. It was the first time I was racing at Big Tens. It was on TV. I was a novice, and our coach was giving us a pump up, and I literally dead face, was crying, like tears running down my face because I was so nervous. And they ran down my face the entire time until we pushed off the dock. And so like sometimes you're going to be overcome with, I was fine. I was happy. I was excited, but my body had a natural reaction. I literally had tears coming down my face. Oh, I love it, Grace.
Grace Malakita, we're giving you a shout out.
Yeah. So, you know, sometimes different things are different emotions are gonna come over. And I think what I appreciated from my teammates, to your point, Bobbie, was that they didn't feel it was distracting, and they checked on me, and I was like, oh no, my body's just experienced something, but I'm focused and I'm locked in. And I loved that they still trusted me. My reaction was different than theirs, but I'm glad they still trusted that I would do what I needed to do in the boat. And we got bronze, and we were seeded to only get 5th. So like clearly the tears worked. Clearly they worked.
You just let it out.
Yes, and we got a lot of questions in here. So to get to marks, I did not forget about it. To push through that. So for me, and what we've talked about with our crew, and Bobbie, you kind of shared this, is a focus 10. I think a lot of times we always do like the power to get some momentum. I'm very much about like finding that inner dialogue and figuring out, and I tell my clients all the time, because I also coach at Row House, is I say yes a lot. Like, yes, every time I start to feel uncomfortable, like, all right, we're going to focus on this one. And when that feels like a good stroke, yes, I'm on it. I'm doing it. Yes, let's get it. And ultimately it starts to get you pumped up, and the pain moves from being uncomfortable to being like, I am a badass doing something really hard right now. And I am not giving in to that voice that says stop. And I'm just like, one more stroke, follow this. And I'm a dancer as well, which is why I love Row House, because we're rowing to the beat. You know, it's like when I'm in that rhythm, I just lock into that rhythm, and I give myself different things to think about. And so for me, it's like the faster you pull, the faster you're done and the pain is over. So if you think about that more too, breathing, getting excited, pumping yourself up there, and just locking in and getting it done. I mean, my favorite part, I mean, I think it's probably everyone's favorite part, is I love the start, because I just thought it was always so cool. Like the fast starts and the last 250. I mean, it gives me goosebumps the whole entire time, because I think that truly shows us the power that we have within ourselves, because you're like, I am tired and I am overhearing this person talk to me. I am over getting splashed. And then that 250 comes and you just rev it up. So I don't know if that was the most helpful answer, but that's something that works for me, and what I even teach in class when we're going through sprints and they're like, I don't want to do another sprint you tell me to do. It's just like, say yes and lean in.
I'm going to add to what you said about the focus, like maybe have 3 things you can focus on at 1200, right? So if you have 3 10s in a row, and you know each one is a focus, and maybe they build on each other or something, it's going to get you to the 500. And at the 500, you know you can do it. Like it's almost to the sprint, like you got it from there. So that can help too. I know athletes that have done that and it worked for them. I just count myself. I'm a counter. I'm like, I just count to 10 so many times, and it works for me.
Yeah. Anonymous attendee wants to know if I will race with them if someone doesn't feel good. I guess Bobbie can give you my information, and I could I could definitely suit up. I'm ready, coach. Put me in. Definitely there's Mark's coming in with the great questions here about the hints of visualization. That is something that I do beforehand as well when I'm journaling, is wherever I want to be or the form that I want to have, I visualize myself having that. And what the success at the end feels like and looks like as well. So that was a great point there, Mark. Anything you want to add to that, Bobbie?
No, I think just visualize the perfect outcome. Visualize what you want, right? And don't think about what you don't want, because your mind doesn't know the difference. So make sure that you say, this is what I want, not this is what I don't want. Like when you go out on the water, think, don't catch a crab. Think, row cleanly, have a good finish, have a good catch, right? So it's the same thing on, think about what you want. Always think about what you want.
Yeah. And the feeling, like, the feeling of hanging on the oar, the feeling of the core engaged, the shoulder blades touching at the finish, I think really connecting with your mind and your body. And I mean, I looked like a nut, doing different things with my body, but even when I'm getting ready to teach class at row house, we may not be racing, but I want, that's 4% of their day that they're trusting me with, that I can either set the tone to be successful, or they're going to come out of there and be like, well, this was crappy. And it could lead into the rest of their day, because I coach in the morning. And so even when people will drive by and I'm in my car practicing, doing things like that, like sit here, practice what it feels like to hang and feel it on your lats. What does it look like to push, before your body? So I think if you're laying in bed, you could think of that too. So it's definitely really important. Grace is coming in with the tunes. I do like Levitating by Dua Lipa. I do like that song. And I'll have to check out Squirrel Moment. I've not heard that one. So can you see the chat yet, Bobbie, or the Q&A?
So I'm answer Ned's question. So the way it works, Ned, is that boat would likely fall behind for a little bit. And then as soon as the internet connection comes back, suddenly the boat's going to jump ahead. So just tell all of your athletes, keep rowing no matter what, you just keep rowing, and it will constantly be connecting and reconnecting. And if there's an issue, you're going to get the meters back. So never stop. And you can take a screenshot at the end if you have to, but it should just be something where at the end of the race, eventually the connection is going to occur and it'll reconnect and you'll get those meters back. So I am confident that as long as you have checked your connection, you got to do that too. That's in the instructions, that you should be fine. And I think that might be it, Ashley. If there's any more questions, you guys got to ask them now, because Ashley needs to be up at 4:30 tomorrow. Question. Oh, Grace. Oh my gosh, Grace, you need to attend more of our little meetings.
I know. I love the movie Up.
So Grace is out of Colorado. She's going to be racing at altitude tomorrow. Very excited to have her. Yeah. So anyway,
Mark said, how do false starts work?
False starts, it'll tell you to weigh enough and to start again. So do pay attention to your screen. If there is a false start, you'll have to weigh enough and start again. And it'll immediately wait for all of your ergometers to reset. If there's a false start from one team, that's a warning. You know the way that racing works. 2 false starts equals a disqualification. So, start when it says go. Just wait a little bit.
And then can you walk through the start process?
So you're going to want to be logged in 15 minutes prior, and it'll get you into a waiting room where you can see that all of your team is logged in. I would have a text group with all your team for tomorrow. Okay. So that you guys can check in with each other if you guys are not all in the same location. Then I believe it's 2 minutes prior, your ergometer will tell you to stop rowing. And just like in a normal erg race, you're going to wait for the fans to stop on all the ergs, and it'll tell you who it's waiting for or what team. And then it's going to say, it's essentially going to say attention, go, I believe, or 3, it might count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, attention, go, but it's just going to be a starting sequence, just like it would be at a normal erg race. Anything else?
Yeah, we have one more. Ready, attention, row is what Mark.
Oh, sorry. Ready, attention, row. Ready, attention, row. I did get the attention row, but it does have a countdown too. So it has all of that. So you want to go on the row and don't go before it. So anyway, all right. Well, Ashley needs to go to bed because she has to be up at 4:30 tomorrow. And that is, for anybody who doesn't know, in 7 hours, because she's 3 hours ahead. I'm doing math over here. The rest of you, I am so excited to have all of you tomorrow racing. I think it's going to be great. And we're going to make this link available to you. So if you want to watch Ashley again, which I highly would recommend, you can. And other than that, hey, good luck to you tomorrow in your racing. And to the rest of, and to everybody here, good luck. I was saying that to you, Ashley, but to everybody else, good luck tomorrow on your race. If you need anything, there is a help desk. Just go onto the crewclassic.org and click on the help link and you can get help. All right.
Yes. Follow us on social media, because I would love to be connected and see how you guys are all doing. I'm going to look and see how you're doing, but would love to connect. So Relentless Rowing Academy on IG, And I would love to then be able to see your faces to your name and support you. So if you are interested, follow us on IG and we will follow you back.
And if you really want to support them, buy a Crew Classic t-shirt because the proceeds go directly to them. You don't receive anything from those. It's all about them. So, all right, you guys, have a lovely evening. Sleep well, eat well, drink lots of water, and we'll see you tomorrow.